Hi, everybody. Joe Chaffee here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes, brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware of West Babylon. And this week is going to be relatively uneventful for the work week part of it. And then we have to see how this all evolves as far as the weekend goes. And I just want to start off with this upper air that we have, which in January or February or December even, we would be experiencing some rather chilly weather conditions. We sort of have the chilly part, but we don't have the stormy part at the moment. We've got this large upper low that is in eastern Canada. This is a very wrapped up, intense system, and it's bringing down this cool, unstable air, which, as we saw yesterday, produced what we often refer to as self destructive sunshine. Well, today it's still doing that, but it's a bit less. And the development of cloud cover will be a bit less, so at least we'll get more sun. I'm showing this because this upper low is sitting in the east all this week. And if you look out in the west, we have a deep trough of energy that comes into the western states along about Wednesday. And because that upper low is still in eastern Canada, it's being blocked from just moving straight across. So it has to find an opening, and it does so by moving underneath us. And you see it here as the upper low translates east from the Great Lakes in toward the East Coast late this week and this weekend. And what that means is that we're probably going to have to deal with another storm system this weekend and rain. And we probably will also see nor'easter conditions out of this. But not today. We've got some patchy clouds, but we have sunshine, at least through this morning. And dry air extends all the way down into North Florida. Clouds from the Pacific are crossing Mexico into South Texas and then extend eastward across the Gulf states. That's the subtropical jet, and that sort of remains in place. So much of the U.S. is actually enjoying some fairly nice weather today. Radars are a little less active than they were yesterday. Some scattered showers up in parts of Maine and also well up into upstate New York, but at least through the midday hours, we're not seeing any kind of instability showers developing in eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England. Got some rain, that's patchy rain moving across Kentucky and northeastern Tennessee into West Virginia. That should continue moving eastward and of no consequence to the weather in the Northeast at all. The Storm Prediction Center over the next couple of days has no severe weather forecast today or tomorrow. We start to get into the possibility that there could be some patches of severe weather, but nothing major at all. A small area of marginal risk on Wednesday in parts of Nebraska and into Kansas and small portions of Iowa and into northwestern Missouri. And the Storm Prediction Center actually has something in their day 4. It's a very small area of a severe weather risk in northeast Kansas and southeastern Nebraska. So now, as far as rainfall is concerned, really nothing until we get to the weekend. And the Weather Prediction Center going for an inch and a half to some 2.5 inch amounts for eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England. That's going to be from a developing low off the New Delaware coast. We also have some big rains across parts of the Midwest and back into the Plain States. And also right along the immediate Gulf Coast, extending into southern Georgia and southern Alabama, and that's with that subtropical jet with less rain in between. So we'll go back to the models here. I'll give you a close-up view of how this is going to play out. We showed you the upper air. Now we'll show you what the surface looks like that goes with it. And there's still a lot of things that we have to work through with regards to the timing of rain for the weekend and how much we're going to get. But in the meantime, no issues really today. Tomorrow, not much of anything happening, nor on Wednesday. There is a low that's probably going to have the remnants of Hurricane Lydia in the Pacific. That's going to move across the Gulf states, but that produces heavy rains in parts of the southeast. You see the low that's in southern Nebraska there, extending an arm of rain on Thursday that heads into western New York and western Pennsylvania. I think a lot of that may wind up drying up as it moves eastward, so that could be a little bit overdone. Probably we'll see some clouds out of that, but nothing more. And then here comes the low that'll move across the Ohio Valley. It'll give way to a secondary low off the Delaware coast during the day on Saturday, and looks like we'll have on and off rain and raw northeast winds for Saturday and for Sunday. So this looks kind of, I would say, maybe a low-level nor'easter that we'll be dealing with at this point. We'll see if later models come in with something stronger, and we won't see any genuine improvement really until maybe at this time next week. So such is the weather pattern here as we move toward the middle part of the month of October. Tonight we will discuss this in detail on the Joe and Joe Weather Show, and that's at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time.